Alright guys, hello and welcome to my wizard's guide on beating Diablo on any difficulty. As you can see, I'm only level 51 and I just recently beat Diablo on hell difficulty. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that, show you guys my rotation, what exactly we're going to be doing in the fight, and I will be showing you my gear here, which is really crappy as you guys can see. So this is just to show you that you can use this guide at any level using any gear quality. You don't have to go out of your way and buy new gear just to beat Diablo. As long as you're able to repeat what I'm doing in this guide, you should be able to fairly easily beat him on your first attempt, as I've done on every difficulty so far. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is have your secondary as Arcane Orb with the Obliteration Rune, have your defensive being Slow Time with the Time Warp Rune, Hydra with the Arcane Hydra Rune. Make sure it's the Arcane Hydra as it seems to have the furthest range. You're going to want to have your Energy Armor with Energy Tap, Mirror Image with really any rune that you'd like. Duplicate was just the one that was available to me on my first attempt of Diablo, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this guide. As far as your passives go, the only one that's really necessary to have is Blur, just to make sure you aren't taking a lot of melee damage. As you can see, I've got Glass Cannon here, so you can pretty much experiment with anything you want as far as those two go. I'm going to go ahead and grab out of here. Make sure you have your Energy Armor casted. We're going to go ahead and start the fight, and I'll show you guys what you're going to want to be doing. Alright, go ahead and pop your mirror images as soon as you get into the fight, just to avoid some of that basic starter damage that Diablo is going to pop down. Summon an Arcane Hydra. Let your Arcane Hydra do most of the damage in this fight. As soon as Diablo teleports to you, you're going to want to be dropping down a Slow Time and popping a Hydra next to him just to get some damage on him. Use your mirror images whenever they're available. Use the healing potion whenever you feel necessary. Same thing with the healing well. You're just going to want to rotate Diablo around this pillar here in the middle. Remember that you can cast the Hydra on the opposite side of the pillar without walking over there, so don't go out of your way to get in front of Diablo's massive attacks. Just keep throwing down your slow times, keep summoning Hydras. Like I said, your Hydras are going to be doing the majority of your damage, so please don't go out of your way to cast Arcane Orbs. Whoa, as you can see, I'm getting a lot of lag from using Fraps here. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm going to try and show you what you're going to want to do now. After using the healing well, you're going to want to head over to the other side. Once again, you're going to be trolling Diablo around these walls here. Makes it easier to avoid your fire attacks, and it lets you get a good vantage point on them because you can pretty easily shoot over them. Alright. Keep summoning your Hydras. When Diablo teleports to you, make sure you cast down your slow times. Use your mirror images whenever they're up to avoid some of that fire damage, like that. Remember to stay out of the black, as that is a devastating attack against us wizards with our low armor and, Pretty soon we're going to be entering the Twilight Realm, and I'll show you guys what you're going to want to be doing there. Make sure your armor is staying up. As you guys can see, it only has a 4-minute active time, so you're going to want to keep repeating that. Alright, off we are to the Twilight Realm. I do recommend you actually do watch the cutscenes, as it will reset your cooldowns. Even though there are fairly short cooldowns, it can really hurt you if you're stuck with an extra 5 seconds on your time warp or your mirror images as soon as you enter the Twilight Zone for a reason you're about to see. Okay, so my clone's about to spawn, and he's going to pop a pretty heavy damage Cyclone down. If I didn't throw down that time warp, that would have devastated my health. You're going to do the same thing you did to the Diablo in the original realm here. You're just going to keep throwing down those Hydras, keep avoiding the black. Use the Hydras whenever the other ones are out of range. Throw down one slow time on the Shadow of Diablo. You're going to want to pretty much make sure that you have your slow time up every time that your doppelganger will spawn, just to make sure that you don't get blasted up by an Arcane Orb. Alright, I believe we're about to have the second doppelganger spawn, so I will avoid using my... Yep, here we go. Alright, that'll slow down his spells, give me some time to kill him. Alright, there's Diablo. Gonna pop down back into our rotation again. Just walking around, throwing down the mirror images. Keeping up your armor. It does cost arcane power, but like I said, your Hydras are going to be doing the majority of the damage, so you're not actually going to be using that much arcane power. So don't be afraid to cast your armor spell a little bit early. Don't risk waiting till the last minute to save that extra 15 arcane power. Alright, we're about to have the third doppelganger spawn, so I'm not going to use that. There we go. Doppelganger spawned. Going to go ahead and wipe him out real quick, and then we'll get back to killing Diablo. Hello. Same rotation as usual, guys. There's nothing different after each time of the doppelganger. He doesn't learn any new skills or anything, so you're just going to be repetitively doing what we did before. Throwing down your Hydras, waiting for him to walk around, avoiding the black goop. Casting your armor spell, making sure it's up. Try and keep him in the time warp, as it really increases the amount of damage that you'll do. Alright, it doesn't matter if you get caught by that black stuff every once in a while, but please don't make it a habit, as it does do a lot of damage, as you've seen. Alright, we're about to finish Shadow Diablo, and I'll show you what you're going to want to be doing when you go back into the normal realm again. Alright, like I said before, watch the cutscene just to ensure that your cooldowns will be reset. You don't have to watch the entire cutscene, just watch around 10 to 15 seconds of it. Your cooldowns are fairly low. Alright, we're going to go ahead and skip that now. It's been around 15 seconds. Make sure all my cooldowns are back up. Place down an Arcane Hydra. Pop your mirror images. Oh, got stuck in the black again. As you can see, that's quite a devastating amount of damage. You can also use your slow time to block the projectiles that he shoots at you. If that wasn't already obvious, just if you don't feel like wasting a health potion at some points in the fight, go and pop down slow time. Use that instead. Make sure you always have an Arcane Hydra that's able to attack Diablo, as that's going to be the majority of your damage, and this is a rather slow fight using this method, so you're going to want to make sure that you have all of the damage opportunities that you can have. Like I said, keep them in the slow time just to get that extra damage on them. Keep up your armor skills, use your mirror images whenever is necessary. Please make sure that you do not use your mirror image when you are too close to a black spot, as it can push you into the black spot, as when you cast mirror image, as was probably already obvious to most of you if you've been playing a mage, especially to the difficulties that this guide is for, you get pushed over a little bit. Going to be doing the same thing we did before, switching sides when we use our healing wells, casting mirror images whenever we have it. Stay out of the black goop, just as before. Try and keep them as your slow times as long as possible. Keep up your armor skills. Going to mention that again just to make sure nobody forgets that. As soon as he teleports to you, drop down your slow time and your Hydra. Get some extra damage on him again. Oh, here we go. Alright, Diablo is getting fairly low now. You're just going to want to keep repeating what you've done before. Relatively simple procedure. I'm going to go ahead and grab this healing well just to make sure I don't die here. As you can see, even though I have extremely low armor from extremely low levels of the game, I'm actually living fairly well, not taking much damage even when being attacked by this black goop. As I've said before, Diablo doesn't really learn any new moves, so you're just going to keep walking around this, keep casting down your Hydras, avoiding as much of his attacks as you can. Then when he teleports to you, slow time, and then we blow him up. Cast mirror images whenever it's available. Alright, we got Diablo. I should mention that this is on the Nightmare difficulty. This isn't normal mode, this isn't anything else. It's extremely simple. I'm using crappy gear at a relatively low level, doing a relatively difficult boss. As long as you follow these simple steps, you'll be able to beat him on your first attempt, just as I have on every difficulty up to hell at only level 51. Alright, hope this helped you guys.